climate change is a very important topic for your UPSC examination, both prelims as well as mains, and it's one of the favorite areas of UPSC, right? And all the topics related with climate change, they are of utmost importance. And in that perspective, black carbon is a climate pollutant. To be more specific, it's a short-lived climate pollutant which is recently or frequently seen in news. So this question is related with the black carbon. So going through the question, the black carbon is a sooty black material emitted from gas and diesel engines, coal-fired power plants and other sources that burn fossil fuel, right? Which of the following could possibly be the effect of increasing concentration of black carbon in atmosphere? So the question is regarding the effects of increasing concentration of black carbon in atmosphere, right? So this is a four statement question, and among the options you can find smoke formation, Earth's albedo being reduced, ozone depletion, change in pattern of rain and clouds. So let's go through each of these effects. So to start with, what is black carbon? As we have already seen in the question, right? It's a black sooty material which is being emitted if incomplete combustion of fossil fuels is taking place, be it from the transportation sector, industries, or wherever, right? Wherever we are burning fossil fuels, the incomplete combustion of fossil fuels will result in the emission of black carbon, right? As the term itself, the literal meaning of the term itself, right? Black carbon. It will be tiny carbon particles which are being emitted along with the smoke coming from exhaust and industries and all, right? So if in these industrial areas, especially the metropolitan cities, from transportation sector or from industries, right, the black carbon can be emitted and they will result in the formation of smoke. Smoke is actually the combination of smoke and fog, right? Now the black carbon is a PM particle, is a particulate matter. Particulate matter is a term which we see in news regarding the air pollution, especially recently regarding the winter pollution in metropolitan cities like especially the Delhi, right? So PM particles or particulate matter means very fine particles which can be suspended in the atmosphere, which can form the smoke formations, fog, and if we inhale them it can cause respiratory problems, right? And mainly there are two types of PM particles based on their size. One is PM 2.5, denotes that it's very small in size. And then the next one is PM 10, right? PM 2.5 is very less very small when comparing with the PM 10, right? Now the black carbon comes under the PM 2.5, which is more deadly and which is more hazardous, right? Now since the black carbon is a PM particle, right, it can result in the formation of smoke, especially in the metropolitan cities, right? Now the next one, the one way in which the black carbon is increasing the global warming or climate change, you can say. Now all the black carbon which is being emitted, right, if they happen to reach these glaciers or ice capped regions, what happens is that the reflectivity of these regions will be lost. In the sense, if you imagine if you are having a white surface and a black surface, which one will reflect back more light? Obviously the white surface, right? If a region is covered with ice cap, if there is another, a tarred road or an industrialized region or anything, right? So the glaciers or the ice cap will be reflecting back more light, right? More sunlight, to be more specific. And this property we call it as albedo of the earth. Albedo means how much sunlight or insulation is being reflected back from the earth's surface. Okay. Now the black carbon, since its color is black, right, it will be absorbing the insulation coming from the sun. So if this black carbon, if it happens to reach these glaciated or ice capped regions, now this can reduce the reflectivity of the ice caps. In effect, or in other words, it means that more amount of insulation will be absorbed by these glaciated regions, which can result in global warming and thereby climate change, and it can cause the melting of ice caps and glaciers. And even if they are not reaching the glaciated regions, right, if they are suspended in atmosphere itself, due to their black color, they will be absorbing the radiation coming from the sun. Okay. And regarding the ozone depletion. Now a recent study published that now the black carbon which are emitted by the aviation sector is directly causing the ozone depletion, right? The black carbon is not directly disintegrating the ozone molecule, rather than the black carbon will provide conditions with which the ozone depleting substances can deplete the ozone layer, right? So the black carbon emitted by the aviation sector can cause ozone depletion. Then regarding the cloud formation and all, now there are two effects for black carbon. Since it's a PM particle, okay, it can seed new cloud formations. Okay, these clouds, it will be more like, haze formations. The visibility will be reduced. Very thin kind of clouds will be formed, right? So for clouds to form, the water vapor, it needs surface to condense, and the black carbon can provide this surface. So if you are having more black carbon, means that it will be more, the visibility will be reduced. In the sense, it can result in fog formations, and it can result in the cloud formations. And in certain other regions, the black carbon can dissipate the cloud formations, right? And if you are having these black carbons, directly the insolation coming from the sun will be affected, right? So these are the various effects of black carbon. And one more importance of black carbon, right? Now in the year 2017, for your prelims examination, UPSC asked a question regarding an organization related with the short-lived climate pollutant. It was called as Climate and Clean Air Coalition, right? Now this particular coalition is trying to reduce the global warming by limiting the short-lived climate pollutants. So this term is important, short-lived climate pollutant. So to bring this into perspective, consider the case of carbon dioxide. We all know that the carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas which can cause climate change, right? But the lifespan of carbon dioxide is around 100 years. Okay, so imagine all of a sudden we are stopping the production and the emission of carbon dioxide. Still the impacts of carbon dioxide which we have emitted in the past, right, it will remain. But in the case of these short-lived climate pollutants, there are various gases. Their lifespan is not as large as carbon dioxide. They are short-lived, the literal term itself, right? They are short-lived. Now, if we could reduce their emission, we could see more faster reduction in global warming. So that's the idea under which the Climate and Clean Air Coalition is working, right? So black carbon is a short-lived climate pollutant which the Clean Climate Air Coalition is trying to reduce, right? So in that perspective, you have to keep in mind what are the other short-lived climate pollutants. Since UPSC has already asked a question regarding this particular organization, you can expect another question related with this area. So in that aspect, more chances that they will be asking which of the following gases are short-lived climate pollutants, right? So you have to remember this: black carbon, methane, hydrofluorocarbons, and tropospheric ozone. All of these are short-lived climate pollutants, right? Now let's go back to the question. So our question was regarding the effects of black carbon. Which of the following could possibly be the effect of increasing concentration of black carbon in atmosphere? So going to the options, the first one, smoke formations in metropolitan cities. Obviously, right? The black carbon acting as particulate matter can result in the fog formations, and when it combines with the smoke, it can result in the smoke formations, reducing visibility and causing respiratory problems. So one should be there in the answer, right? We can eliminate the option C because it's not having one in it. Okay. Now the second one, the reduction of Earth's albedo. The black carbon, if it reaches the glaciated and ice-capped regions, it can reduce the albedo. Plus, the black carbon as such, it can absorb the more amount of insolation coming from the sun, right? So the black carbon can reduce the Earth's albedo, which is again true. So among the options, we can eliminate the option A because it's not having 2 in it, right? Now what left is B as well as D, right? So if any one of the third statement is correct, the answer would, any one of the third or fourth statement is correct, the answer would be D, otherwise it would be B, right? So the third one, ozone depletion. We have already seen the black carbon emitted from the aviation sector can result in ozone depletion, right? So the answer for this question comes out as D, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now going through the fourth statement, change in pattern of rain and cloud. Again, which is true, right? It can cause the cloud formations, plus it can dissipate clouds at certain points, right? Now instead of any of these options, right, if climate change was there? Obviously, right, the black carbon can cause climate change. Make sure you go through this particular topic. It's a current affair related topic, and you can expect a question for this 2018 prelims examination coming from the black carbon, or it can be related with the short-lived climate pollutant, right? Make sure you check out the website of Climate and Clean Air Coalition, right? So since they have already asked a question related with that organization, you can further expect some kind of question related with that organization and the related topics.